Hello and welcome back to another Understand Your Buyer video. In this video, we're looking at the named problem effect. So what is it? Well, it's one thing to be able to define the problems that you solve, but when you name them, it gives your buyer even more of a sense that you're experienced and capable of resolving the issue. And there's this old kind of adage, a saying in sales, which goes something like this: your ability to articulate and explain the problem implies your ability to solve the problem. So if we can not only explain the problem clearly, but we've taken the time to name it and we've given it a good name that's quite descriptive, quite relatable, then in the mind of your buyer, that's reassuring that you know how to deal with the problem, how to solve it, not just that you know what the problem is. So how does it work? Well, it works because principally when something has a name, it has implied value. And the name itself doesn't necessarily really matter. It's the fact that it has a name that makes the difference. So when something has a name, it implies a level of familiarity, experience, and understanding that you just don't simply get if the problem that you solve doesn't have a name. So if you're able to coin a term for the problem that your buyer is facing, you're going to help them to feel understood and recognized and demonstrate your expertise at the same time. Now, naming something makes it easier to refer to also. So rather than I'm having trouble doing XYZ thing because of XYZ issues are holding me back, you could call it the XYZ problem, the messaging problem, the clarity problem, whatever. And it makes it simpler to communicate. It's like having a really simple web domain, a URL, a web address, versus a long-winded, complicated one. So naming the problem or problems that you solve makes you look even more like you know what you're talking about, but it makes it much easier to communicate about the value of your offering and the problem you solve because now it has a name. So how can you use it? Well, there are a myriad of names that you could use, but to keep things simple, if we stick with terms like problem or challenge rather than crisis, then we can change a simple XYZ element in these examples, and this is something to get you started. So here are three simple examples: the XYZ problem, the XYZ challenge, the XYZ issue. So that could become things like the productivity problem, the payment challenge, the skincare issue. You could also not just name the problems that you solve, but you could name the situations or feelings that your clients are experiencing too. It has a similar effect. But the fact is, giving a name to the problem that you solve makes a profound difference. So that's the name problem effect. When you assign a name to the problem that you solve, it makes it more tangible in the mind of your buyer. Well, that's it for another Understand Your Buyer video, and if you like this kind of stuff, then you'll definitely like the book, which you can buy at understandyourbuyer.com.